Happening now, the latest on a crash between a county sheriff's car and Amish buggy. And an investigation is underway into a group claiming to verify voter integrity in Chautauqua County. Plus, local police, they're outlining safety tips families need to know before heading out to trick-or-treat tonight.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up. But first, a 17-year-old girl died over the weekend following a vehicle crash in Cattaraugus County. This single vehicle accident happened on Saturday, just after 10:30 at night in the town of Machias. The teen was pronounced dead at the scene, and 2 other victims are listed in critical condition at a regional medical center. Another person in the vehicle suffered a minor injury as well. While an investigation by the Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Office continues at this hour, preliminarily deputies tell us it appears the car lost control at a sharp intersection, left the roadway, and then struck a tree. And an investigation continues after a Chautauqua County Sheriff's deputy struck an Amish buggy overnight. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office reporting the accident happened on Stockton-Hartfield Road in the town of Chautauqua just after 9 o'clock on Sunday. A marked patrol car was traveling northwest when it rear-ended the buggy at 55 miles an hour on this unlit road. The Amish buggy was heavily damaged and the horse had to be put down because of its injuries. 5 people inside the buggy were taken to UPMC Chautauqua Hospital in Jamestown. The deputy was not hurt. An axe-wielding man has been arrested following a domestic dispute in Lakewood. Officers with Lakewood Bus-Dye Police say 47-year-old Christopher CC turned himself in following the incident on Sunday. CC is accused of damaging a vehicle with a rake before shoving a woman, causing injury to her leg. Furthermore, the man also allegedly swung an axe towards another man, hitting and causing damage to a porch railing instead of the victim. Well, trick-or-treaters will be hitting the streets in just a few hours' time, and law enforcement here in Chautauqua County, they're doing what they can to keep our little ghouls and goblins safe this Halloween. Bronson Rasmussen with the warning from law enforcement.
Ellicott Police Sergeant Daniel Ingrayo says obeying the rules of the road, traveling in large groups, and wearing some sort of reflective clothing is key. As for drivers, they should be paying extra caution while traveling on this spooky night.
Certainly slow down. Obviously there's going to be a lot of children and civilians just out on the street in general. Hopefully we also recommend that the trick-or-treaters use the crosswalks. Try not to run in and out of traffic, but certainly have drivers be aware that the trick-or-treating is occurring during those hours and slow down and be observant.
One of the most important things parents should look out for this Halloween is their children's candy haul when the night is over.
Parents should absolutely not let the children eat any candy until after it's inspected. Everything should be in its manufactured wrapper. It should look like you went to the store, you purchased it. We recommend not eating fruit or accepting fruit or any live cooked food of anything of that nature.
In our region specifically, many worried about candied fentanyl and the now legal THC.
The police is aware as far as fentanyl. There's THC bars, which are also available in this area now. Certainly they could look very similar. It's somewhat obvious, so we're hoping that parents would due diligence and certainly, check through their children's candy.
In the end, the sergeant just wants everyone to be safe and have a fun Halloween. Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Well, over the weekend, a group in Chautauqua County went door to door claiming to verify voter information. Now, New York State's Attorney General is looking into the matter. Chautauqua County Board of Election Commissioners tell us that the group, branded as Chautauqua County Voter Integrity Volunteers, were not specifically posing as election officials, however, tried to verify residents' voting statuses. ID is not required to vote in New York State. Instead, electorates provide proof of signature comparison at a polling site. Since the claims were made, the state's Attorney General has launched an investigation to determine if voter privacy laws were being violated. The election commissioner says the AG will investigate if this group is harassing or questioning residents in a way that could inhibit voting.
If anybody is coming to your door or doing any of that kind of updates or research or whatever they're doing, it's not us. The Board of Elections, myself and Luce, employees are running elections. We're not in the field evaluating anything. We're doing the work to provide voting services.
Now, this news comes as residents take to the polls for early voting, which kicked off at Saturday at several locations across our county. So far, over 1,700 people have come out to cast their ballot, with the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds polling site the most popular. A list of early voting hours and location is posted at votechautauqua.com. Well, now let's switch gears and get a first check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us live now in the First Defense Weather Center on this Halloween. Great to see you, Dakota, as a lot of people are looking forward towards when the rain might subside.
Yes, we've got some rain showers out there for this Monday afternoon, but it's not going to last all day. Let's take a live look from the Randolph Peaches and Cream Sky Cam, and you can see some of those cloudy skies overhead, and the satellite and radar composite pretty much confirming that for you. We still have some of those showers lingering across the southern tier right now, but they're last all day, and we are going to see some breaks in that cloud cover and the rain as we go through the late part of the day. 62 was the high yesterday. We started the day at 54, 78 and 16 are the records. We'll talk more about the records for Halloween coming up a little bit later on, so that's a tease for you. So lots of clouds around for today. Spotty showers at times, still a bit mild-ish, 56 to 63 with an overall south wind. Now I've got the trick-or-treating forecast for tonight, plus more warm air to kick off a new month. We'll talk about it with the Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-Day later in the show, Justin.
Just a little bit. Thank you, Dakota. As we continue, we're breaking down new efforts to improve storm recovery response here in New York State. And later, with only 8 days to go until the election, we're taking a look at a canvassing event which kicked off in our region. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than DeWyas Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on DeWyas Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. DeWyas Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
The AFC leading Buffalo Bills got the last word on Sunday night, handing the Green Bay Packers their 4th consecutive loss of the season. Erie News Now's John Leidick is recapping the game.
Sunday Night Football was the stage set for 2 California quarterbacks. It was the back-to-back MVP battling this year's MVP frontrunner. Let's head to Orchard Park as the Bills taking on the Packers from Highmark Stadium on a Sunday night. Should be good football weather, right? Well, Buffalo fans ready, and they get to the board first as Josh Allen. Boy, he can do it all. Using the legs to buy time and find Dawson Knox for a 7-0 lead. Then it's another one of Allen's favorite targets. Stephon Diggs going deep down the sideline, 25-yard score. and the Bills are rolling. Aaron Rodgers answers with a toss to an acrobatic catch from Romeo Doubs. 14-7 ball game. Wow, what a catch. Just before the half, Allen on a quick flip to Isaiah McKenzie. His fourth score of the season for the Bills wideout, 21-7. It was 24-7 at the break. A mostly defensive second half, but it gets interesting in the fourth. Aaron Rodgers to Samori Toure, 27-17, but that's how it ended. The Bills to 6-1, heading into that division matchup with the New York Jets coming up next week. The Jets at 5-3.
All right, John, thank you very much. And of course, full Buffalo Bills coverage available now at WNYNewsNow.com. Well, on the 10-year anniversary of Hurricane Sandy, Governor Kathy Hochul is taking steps to improve storm recovery efforts. She announced a new Office of Resilient Homes and Communities that intends to work with New Yorkers and communities on mitigation projects. Superstorm Sandy hit the northeast U.S. coastline on October 29, 2012, killing hundreds and destroying thousands of homes. Many victims still feel Sandy's sting.
You wonder what that daughter, that husband, that spouse, son would have looked like, what they would have done. You never forget. You never forget the loss of a loved one, ever, especially.
Hochul also announced an anniversary report on the governor's Office of Storm Recovery efforts to date. The report includes a $19 billion investment from the state into electric grid projects to protect New Yorkers from extreme power outages. Well, the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate, John Fetterman, held a canvassing kickoff event in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on Sunday. It's the home stretch for both Fetterman and his Republican opponent, Dr. Mehmet Oz, with only 8 days to go until the election now. Fetterman spoke about several of his campaign priorities, like reproductive rights, protecting union jobs, increasing the minimum wage, and more. Supporters and volunteers at his rally say they're inspired by Fetterman, given his health challenges, and are even more encouraged to canvass for him.
I have chronic health issues, and I felt dismissed. I felt belittled because of that in the past, so I really related to that, and I related to, him having his struggles, but he's knocked down and he's getting back up.
Now, many have questioned Fetterman's health following his stroke this spring. In last week's debate, moderators pushed Fetterman on whether he would release detailed medical records, but Fetterman arguing he's already been very transparent about his health. Well, Saturday was National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, and officials say it's now easier than ever before to properly dispose of unused prescription drugs. Brendan Scanlon has more.
Each year, the DEA hosts 2 prescription drug take-back days, one in the spring and one in the fall.
To collect unwanted, expired, unneeded medications and then dispose of them safely.
Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs Secretary Jen Smith says in April, 33,000 pounds of medications were collected and destroyed.
When you consider that one pill weighs about the same as a sheet of paper, really puts the magnitude of 33,000 pounds into perspective.
Since the establishment of Pennsylvania's drug take-back program in 2015, there has been over 1 million pounds of prescription medication destroyed, equivalent to the weight of an Airbus A380 or roughly 40 school buses. Officials say many Pennsylvanians struggle with opioid misuse as a result of leftover or unused prescriptions.
We know that 70% of Pennsylvanians who misuse opioids get them from a friend or relative's medicine cabinet. 60% of Pennsylvanians who are prescribed opioids end up with leftover pills. And 4 out of 5 heroin users begin struggling with substance abuse disorder through abusing prescription drugs.
There are 900 take-back locations across Pennsylvania's 67 counties that are available year-round. They could be found at many pharmacies, libraries, and state police barracks.
When it comes to prevention, I'm proud to say our agency has 65 prescription drug take-back boxes installed in the lobby of our stations in nearly every county. These drug take-back boxes offer the public a safe, easy, and anonymous way to drop off your unwanted or expired prescription medications.
In Harrisburg, Brendan Scanlon reporting.
Brendan, thank you. Officials say to refrain from disposing medications down your sink or toilet, as this could contaminate water supplies. They say the best and safest way to use a drug take-back box near you, which are available 24/7. You can find the nearest one by checking out our website, WNYNewsNow.com. Well, coming up next, Dakota joins us with an update on the trick-or-treat forecast. Stay right there.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Slow down. Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights.
Vests.
please give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
to help you.
to save you.
Despite the danger.
This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please
Slow down.
Slow down.
And move over.
move over.
Walking from Jamestown to Orchard Park is a long trek, but when rallying for a good cause, anything is possible. Starting on November 11th, I'm walking over 60 miles to the Buffalo Bills Stadium, raising money for two great causes: Harrison's Playmakers and foster care in Chautauqua County. Learn more about my journey and to donate at ccsolutions716.com.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
15-year-old Yadiel Diaz was subject to a public humiliation stunt by a fellow student in an act of violence and bullying. Now Yadiel's mother, Raquel, has had enough.
Officials are trying to work with the county's homeless coalition to help support the homeless population locally. There are also plans in the works to build 2 new shelters.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. When severe weather breaks, one team has you covered, tracking the storms as they happen. Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to start off with some Halloween spooktery. Yes, we're going to talk about Halloween history in terms of the weather department here. So the warmest Halloween we ever had here in the city of Jamestown was back in 1950, where the high temperature was 78. The coldest Halloween we ever had was back in 1917, where the high temperature only topped out at 33. The most amount of rain we had on Halloween was a little less than an inch back in 1942. And yes, we've had snow before on Halloween. We had 3 inches on the ground at the airport on this day in 1954. So say goodbye to the black and blue, black and blue graphics. They're gone. Now we're back to the regular red and for the trick-or-treating forecast here. So again, we have kind of limited the rain chances. We do think the rain will be on again, off again through the afternoon and especially through the evening hours. So again, you see the rain icon here, but again, I think that better chance for that rain shower will be likely around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then we should hopefully dry out by the time we head to 8 o'clock. Now, the National Weather Service is still looking for a volunteer to take over the Silver Creek Cooperative Observer Station. So if you live in Silver Creek or you have friends or family who live in Silver Creek and you're a weather buff and you want to know more about the weather and actually kind of get involved, contact the Weather Service. You can either contact them here by this number or send an email to Dan Kelly, who is the program manager. And of course, you'll be provided with a rain gauge and snow stick to report daily rain and snowfall measurements to the Weather Service. So that's for Silver Creek. Here in Jamestown, just lots of clouds downtown. 54 degrees as of noon hours. Spooky. I don't really want to say chilly. It's near average, though, with a south wind of 9. And that south wind is going to continue pumping in warm air. And that really is going to be the next weather maker as we head into the first week of November. We've got some mild air on the way. Take a look at these high temperatures over the next 5 days. We got 59 today and tomorrow. We'll be up into the mid to upper 60s by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So this is going to be unseasonable warm. Some spots may actually get close 70-degree mark by the time we head into the end of the week. The radar is showing you right now where those little leftover rain showers are. We still have a couple down in Warren County and a few little spotty showers up here in the northern tier of the, or at least in the North County. That's pretty much where those scattered light rain showers have ended up, and it's all in association with this warm front that's kind of pushing like this. It's kind of moving more towards the west, but that area of pressure back there is the culprit. So here's the newest run of future scan showing you the rain showers through the afternoon hours. But notice here we're going to stop it right at 7 o'clock. Notice there could be a light rain shower around the city around trick-or-treating time, so please keep that in mind. Around 6, 7 o'clock could catch a light rain shower, should end around 8, 9. Then we should see another chance of rain showers mainly in the morning tomorrow. Then it turns mainly dry for the afternoon. I think we may see a little bit of sunshine in the afternoon as well on Tuesday. Then a nice Wednesday comes our way. Now the next 7 days powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So there you see it. We're up to 65 on Wednesday. The temperatures go up into the upper 60s for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Saturday looking like the better day right now. More clouds than sun, but at least mainly dry. We're bringing a chance for a few scattered showers, Justin, next Sunday.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Well, let's get some headlines from around the nation now. And one lucky lottery player could be in for a very big treat today. With no winner Saturday night, the Powerball jackpot stands at a staggering $1 billion. It's only the second time in Powerball's 30-year history that the jackpot has hit $1 billion. Saturday's winning numbers were 19, 31, 40, 46, 57 with a Powerball of 23. Now, Monday's drawing is expected to be the second largest jackpot in Powerball history. The biggest of all time was at $1.586 billion back in January of 2016. Well, the man accused of attacking Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, is expected to be charged today and arraigned following, that's according to a district attorney in San Francisco. While Paul Pelosi remains hospitalized, Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital officials are considering federal charges against the suspect. John Lawrence has more.
Madam Speaker, how's your husband doing?
It's an incident that has lawmakers shaken nationwide.
What happened to Speaker Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, is just, it's horrific. And it's horrible, and it shouldn't happen anywhere.
David DePape is accused of breaking into the Pelosi home in San Francisco on Friday, fracturing Paul Pelosi's skull and injuring his arm and hands.
We've got to say, we can have a heated conversation about the issues, but this violence has got to stop.
A spokesperson says Paul Pelosi is expected to make a full recovery, but the House Speaker says the alleged attack has left her family heartbroken and traumatized.
I believe people in both parties are guilty of intense rhetoric that really leads to, feed into these people who are deranged and create violence.
Authorities say the 42-year-old DePape was not known on any federal databases tracking threats, but they did say DePape posted conspiracy theories about COVID-19 vaccines and the 2020 election on Facebook. President Joe Biden commented over the weekend, blaming the assault on the spread of political misinformation.
We can't just say, I feel badly about the violence. We condemn it. Condemn what produces the violence. And this talk produces the violence.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. Just days after taking over Twitter, Elon Musk caused a stir on Sunday when he tweeted a link to an article that made numerous false claims about Paul Pelosi. Musk later deleted the tweet a few hours later, but it had only been retweeted around 30,000 times. The U.S. Supreme Court is set to hear a case that could end affirmative action at colleges. Justices will meet today to consider whether colleges and universities can continue to take race into consideration as a factor in admissions. Now, challengers are targeting minority admissions programs at Harvard and the University of North Carolina, saying that they're violating equal protections and are discriminatory. Hanging in the balance is the future of admission plans at hundreds of schools. Those schools have relied on legal percentages for decades to achieve educational benefits they say flow from a diverse student body. But like Roe versus Wade, the new conservative leading justices by President Donald Trump are ready to make break precedent again and could shake things up. Well, coming up next, what happens when a door and monster join efforts? We'll tell you in our Halloween story of the day.
With coverage that WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
The issue for the agriculture community and some GOP lawmakers is the new financial burden.
The DA telling me he's received 30,000 files alone from New York State Police in the form of things like PDF files, Excel sheets, and video evidence.
Once those 4 graduate from the academy, it will leave the city of Jamestown with 60 firefighters.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Walking from Jamestown to Orchard Park is a long trek, but when rallying for a good cause, anything is possible. I'm Patrick Smeraldo, and I need your help to get there. Starting on November 11th, I'm walking over 60 miles to the Buffalo Bills Stadium, raising money for 2 great causes: Harrison's Playmakers and foster care in Chautauqua County. Harrison's Playmakers is a non-profit launched by former Buffalo Bills defensive tackle Harrison Phillips to connect kids with disabilities in sports. Furthermore, donations for this 3-day hike will also benefit CASA of Chautauqua County and the Stone family. We're assisting local foster care children during National Adoption Month. Learn more about my journey and to donate at ccsolutions716.com.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Now, what do you get when you combine a Halloween-themed monster and a door?
The monster, that's what you get, as Jenny Moose reports. Instead of dressing up or even taking his kids out for trick-or-treating, a guy in Iowa dressed up his door.
C is for cookie.
It's as if the Cookie Monster took up residence in the front door.
You like candy? Well, I'm gonna eat you.
This is an Iowa family's contribution to Halloween.
So I thought I'd just dress up the house.
It took Greg Dietzenbach 10 days and about $200 to make what he calls the Monster.
It looked like a Pixar movie come to life.
What are you doing? That's my candy.
First, he made a mini prototype. Then he made a door, arms out of broomsticks, video eyes looped on an old TV, and a mouth out of styrofoam covered in purple fur everywhere.
In the end, it pretty much looked like I killed a Muppet.
Every Halloween, Greg, the creative director at a creative design agency, does something unique for Halloween, like when he made this Zoom meeting costume for his kids at the height of the pandemic. On Halloween, he'll be the man behind the door, flapping the arms.
Hey!
And using his foot to move a line attached to his shoe that moves the mouth. In a way, Greg is a little like the Wizard of Oz. The one thing Greg's monster door can't do is open. To get inside, Greg usually crawls through a window. But when it comes to those vocals...
That's my candy!
Greg's more of a whiz than the wizard.
I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz. Hey, that's my candy!
Greg is the Wizard of Iowa. Jeannie Mose.
Happy Halloween!
New York.
Thing we saw all day, Dakota, right there. I don't know about
Do you
that.
remember Plank from Ed, Ed, and Eddie?
I don't.
You're too young.
I'm too young for that cartoon.
That's what he reminds me of.
Plank. He's got quite the voice. Good for him, you know. And a lot of people, it can get mundane. Why not mix it up every year? That is it
Stay
for
safe
us
out there
today.
tonight,
Yes, stay safe tonight. We'll leave you with this shot over Chautauqua Lake. Have a great day. Happy Halloween.